Hey guys, it's Devin, and today I have a smoky liner makeup tutorial. I figured this is perfect for holidays and holiday parties that everybody probably has coming up, so let's get started. So I've already applied foundation, so I'm just going to start out by applying some matte highlight powder in a few areas that I want to really brighten, like under the eyes, as well as a little bit on my chin and under where I will contour later, and I'll dust the excess off later. And then I was kind of looking at my skin, and it looks like it's like airbrushed almost, so I actually turned off, I stopped filming and made sure that my face blurring effect was off, and it is, so I guess this foundation just plays nice with my camera or something, but I just wanted to clarify that. But now I'm just applying some of my matte face powder in certain areas where I know that I'm prone to get oily, and I'm also applying that all over the lids to prepare for the eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and I'm first going to start out by applying TEASE, which is a grayish brown, and I'm going to apply that all in the crease and build it up with a fluffy brush. This is going to act as our transition shade. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply VERVE, which is a soft, shimmery silver, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid from inner corner to outer corner. And then to bring in more shimmer and depth into that outer corner, I'm going to apply Pickle, which is just a shimmery dark gray, and I'm going to buff that into the outer corner and kind of drag it into the crease as well. Next, I'm going to take the yellow toned matte highlight shade out of the palette, and I'm just going to buff that all over the brow bone area and kind of use that to make sure all of the edges are blended. I'm going to be using tape today, just so I don't have to worry about making a crisp line. And now doing the actual smoky liner is going to be a lot of layering, but our first layer is going to be a waterproof liquid liner, and then I'm just going to do this really thinly and messily, and then I'm going to start to blend that out quickly with a small eyeshadow brush. This liner in particular dries really quickly, so you want to make sure that you keep that in mind and are working at an appropriate pace. Now I'm just going to take a matte black eyeshadow. This one, of course, is out of the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and I'm just going to start layering over that, as well as kind of like smoking out the edges so that we actually do get that smoky liner effect. And now I'm just going to go ahead and remove the tape at this step, and the wing is not as sharp as I want it to be, so I'm just taking a very light nude eye pencil, and I'm just going to go right along that and blend it out. And I'm also just going to go ahead and do my waterline since I had it out. You know, why not? We're going to save time here. And next I'm just going to blend a little bit more of that black eyeshadow out to give a smokier effect using this small but dense fluffy brush, and just go with a very, very light hand with the black eyeshadow because you don't want to get too crazy here because that will not end well. And now I'm just taking my normal liquid liner, and I'm just going to apply that right next to the lash line just to kind of create a little bit more depth right up next to that lash line. And then I'm just going to blend that out with a little detail angle brush and do a little bit more blending out with that dense brush. Like I said, this is a lot of layering, you guys. You just got to keep going back and forth with different methods until it is as smoky as you want it to be. Moving on to the lower lash line, I'm just going back into TEASE, that first matte shadow we laid down, and I'm just going to apply that all under the lower lash line using a pencil brush, and then I'm just going to blend that out so that it matches the upper lid, you know, cohesiveness. Is that a word? Yeah, I don't know. But moving on, I'm just going to highlight the inner corner using this soft shimmery cream shade out of the palette, and you know how this goes. And now I'm just going to apply a thin layer of mascara. I am using falsies today, as always, so I just want to coat those lashes and make sure that they're black so that they don't really stand out against the lashes. And then I'm going to really define and separate and darken those lower lashes so that it kind of balances out. I'm using Koko lashes in Goddess today, and I'm just going to pop those bad boys on. I am using the House of Lashes Lash Adhesive like I always use. And boom, the eyes are done. And now moving on to the face, I am just going to dust away any excess powder that did not get absorbed into my skin, and then I'm actually going in and applying more of that highlighting powder because I have no boundaries, just under the eyes as well as under where I'm going to contour again. And now I'm just going to contour using my NYX HD Blush in Taupe and an angled brush, and just going to start at the hairline and then move forward. I know that clip kind of looked misleading, but that is the way I recommend you do that. And then I'm also just going to apply that on the temples and around the perimeters of my forehead, since my forehead was actually showing today. And then also just going along my jawline a little bit. It doesn't really make a difference, but you know, I do it anyway. And then I'm just messily going along the sides of my nose just to kind of bring that contour shade into that area as well. Now I'm going to apply the Colourpop eyeshadow in a Pickle onto my cheeks using a stippling brush, and yeah, I'm doing that now. Looks great. Now I'm using Kat Von D's Metal Crush eyeshadow in Thunderstruck, which you guys I'm sure already know the deal. It's amazing as a highlight, and I'm just going to apply that all over the cheekbones with a fan brush. And then I'm actually going to go in with a second highlighter, which is my Becca Moonstone, which I'm also a huge fan of, and I'm going to use that to highlight on the Cupid's bow as well as my nose, just because I feel like the Kat Von D isn't as natural, obviously. Like, it doesn't have a natural finish because it's a lot pinker and a lot frostier, so I like to use that to make it a little more inconspicuous. Now for lip colors, I literally went through like 18,000 lip colors and couldn't decide on one, so this is the first one I tried. This was Maybelline's Touch of Spice, and I really didn't like the way this turned out. I was being so picky. So I removed that, and the next color that I tried to put on and still hated was the LA Splash Smitten Lip Tint in the color Love Good. I think it's actually now called Love Struck. And I don't know, it just, you know how when you put on the right lip color it just feels right? Like, none of these felt right, so I just kept going. I did want to go ahead and show you what this looked like with a nude lipstick. This is my favorite nude ever, but I actually did end up going with the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Exorcism. And so now here you see me applying that with a lip brush, and the only reason why I actually used a lip brush is because it's actually not mine, it's my best friend Caitlin's, so thanks for letting me use your lipstick, home dog. And that concludes this tutorial. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There's a link to do so on the screen, as well as links to all my social media accounts, and that stuff is also down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great holiday, and I'll see you next time.